What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about XDC today. Looking at this thing, it's been a little while. Sorry it's been so long, guys, but looking at this thing, you can see that we haven't done a whole lot really since like the end of August, besides this bull trap we have here. If you're curious as to what a bull trap looks like, that is what it looks like right there, right? It's very, yeah, that's very much it. It kind of bounced in the middle of nowhere, like for almost no reason, right? I don't think that that's a, yeah, it didn't really make sense to have that move. You can see the week close like this. It should be fairly obvious where the next move is going to be, and I'm just going to let you know, spoiler alert, it's probably down. It is probably going to be to the downside. And what do I mean by downside? I mean that it's going to go lower than this price here, lower than 5 cents, right? We haven't done that yet. So lower than 5 cents. I still hold the idea that we could go to about 4.3, 4.35, potentially down to 3.6 or lower. The possibility to even go down to about 2.4 cents is still there at the 886, but I would more believe that we formed this kind of like higher low situation, right? You can see if we were to draw this thing like a channel. Let's see if I can do this right. I don't know. If this was like a channel here, we've got a lot of room to drop through it, and maybe that's not drawn properly. Let's see, maybe. Would it be like that? I don't know. I don't know, man. Something like that. Either way, however you want to cut it. If you just look at it with the naked eye, we are definitely in the upper half of this channel, and I think that we. Sorry, I thought I heard something. I think that we definitely could go down and form another higher low. So we've got more room to run, is what I'm trying to say. Pair that with the fact that if you take this fib from the overall low to this high here, come on now, most relative high. The 618 to 0.69 area, the sweet spot, as I like to call it, is in itself a higher low. So that's very nice to see. We might even come down to the 0.5. You do not need to bounce right off the 0.5. You do not need to bounce right off the 618. You do not need to bounce right off the 0.69. You can bounce in between them. You can go just a little bit through them or not quite to them. Whatever. It doesn't matter, just ideas here. And in fact, what I would expect is probably, again, something like this. You'd probably come down below the 0.5 but not get quite to the 618, and that's okay. Something like that is kind of what I would expect, especially for something, I don't know, this is respecting its fibs, to be fair, but again, it still doesn't have to go to the 618. Maybe it does go through the 618, it breaks this ascending trend line, scares people, it's a fake out, and then up to the upside, maybe it goes lower, I don't know, but all I do know, or all I do feel confident in right now, is saying that it probably does go lower than what it's at right now. If we look at the RSI for this weekly basis thing here, pretty bullish looking RSI, but it could go lower as well. You could have a higher low in this as well, definitely. Looking at the daily, bearish looking RSI, unfortunately, right? You've got lower highs on lower lows, and you just rejected the 50 area. You even have a high here and a high here that actually is a higher high, and it is hidden bearish divergence because you have lower highs here. So I think that's why you're seeing this downside. As you get lower, this double, come on now, this like double bottom look that you have right here is going to go away, and it'll be somewhat of like, I mean, it's already kind of like a triple bottom, quadruple bottom, right? You got like 1, 2, 3 touch points here, 1, 2, 3 there. As you get below this line, probably at about 5.12 cents, 5.125 cents, I think that things will be more convincing that you are going to go lower. And again, where do you go? I don't know. I think that you go below 5 cents, probably around, anywhere from about like 4.6 cents to even like 2.4 cents, somewhere in that range. So I would think closer to 4.6. I would think closer to wherever that 618, between that 618 and 0.5 is. That 618 there is at 4.54, but let's see on the weekly what's it look like. Right. I mean, maybe that would make sense. I actually want to pair this. Let's see here. Pair this with this one. 0.5 is right there in the middle of that 61869. I kind of like that. I like that basically 4.6 to 4.2 area. Looks really good to me, honestly. But there is potential to go lower, below 4 cents, even below 3 cents. So be aware of that. I'll keep you posted as we move down there. But at the moment, I actually really do like this whole area as a low. If I delete all these lines here too, bear with me. It's going to take me just a little second. As I delete all these lines, I feel like it's more obvious. Like if you look at this kind of ascending, like lower line here, lower trend line. I feel like that just kind of makes sense. Maybe, move it a little bit lower. Maybe it happens like toward the end of the year, something like that. But I do like that. I do like that a lot. And that does come in line with this previous area of support that we had once, twice over here. Resistance even right there. It goes right through that circle, man. If we put it at this closing support here, a little bit above it, maybe that closing support there. That's kind of at the top of it. So there's a lot going on down here. So that, to me, I feel comfortable, confident saying around 4.6 to 4.2 cents is where we're going from here. I'm sure I've said that in my last analysis, but it's been a while. I had to get my bearings back. Looking at the daily, yeah, the daily RSI is not impressive. The 4-hour RSI itself looks weak. It definitely does look like it's getting ready to make another move down. But probably, you might move up. I would think that you'd want to get into the oversold zone. Let's see. You don't really have an uptrend. I would think you want to get into the oversold zone, which would probably take you down to around these lows. Maybe you get some kind of bounce that takes you back up to where these prices are, even a little bit higher, and then finally drop. People are going to think, oh, you're bouncing off an area that you've found support on like 10 times. Like, it's not going to work, trust me. So that's my thoughts. I don't really have anything else that I want to say on this. If we're looking at XDC right now, I would say it's probably going lower. When will that happen? I don't know. By the end of this year, it might continue into next year. I don't expect it to happen fast. I don't expect it to happen slow. I don't know how to do the time analysis on it. I'm more of just a price analysis guy. So if I had to guess one way or another, the fact that you've bounced off of this area once, twice, and maybe you'll do it a third time, you might see an initial kind of quick move down, but then kind of slowly bleed down as you do. And then it's very common, to end your moves with kind of stronger moves as you do up, as you do down. But I don't know. This thing actually looks like it likes to have an initial move that's violent and then slowly bleed down over time. So maybe that's what we're due for. Maybe we will move down to 4.6 or 4.8 really fast, over the next week or two, and then from there we'll bleed, just over the following weeks to lower prices. I don't know. That's just spitballing. I don't know if that's actually going to happen. But if you guys like the video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to see more. That's basically my thoughts on this thing, man. Probably goes lower before it goes higher. But overall, good shape, definitely good shape for the bull market. All you're going to do is form a higher low, and then from there you're probably going to form a higher high. This is a very bullish looking chart. So you came out of a very bearish trend. Very nice volume coming out of this. Just keep it up, man. I think the way that you would keep it up is keep consolidating, form this higher low, and then go from there. That's basically it. You don't have to form a higher low. Technically at the moment you already have formed a higher low, but I think that you go lower. That's definitely my opinion. I think that this kind of makes sense to me. So anyways, take care everybody. Have a good day.